Hello everyone, back. This time I'm going to look through a book called Exposed, The Lost Negatives and Untold Stories of Michael Friedman. This is a really beautiful book. I believe it was released in 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. It's very heavy, very beautiful. It's not a Janis Joplin book. I know it might look like that, but it's not. It's not a Janis Joplin book. But he chose, of all the people that he photographed, he chose to put her on the cover. And I actually messaged him and thanked him for putting her on the cover, as crazy as that may sound. But he was real nice. He replied, and just he sounds like a really nice guy. And I loved reading this book. It was a lot of fun. He tells, stories of, how he started out as a photographer, and actually how he started out in the music business. He wasn't a photographer at first. He actually was a drummer. So, yeah, we're gonna, go through this. I just hope, I don't get in trouble for showing these books or anything. I don't think I will. So, anyway, this is a really nice book. Janis is all over this book, so that's probably why he put her on the cover. I'm so happy that he did. This thing is really beautiful, so we're gonna have a look through it. That's a young Mick Jagger. You can believe it. Apparently, and here's all the people that he photographed. Some big names. Apparently, as he says in the book, that a lot of these photographs were lost for over 50 years until his wife one day found them and brought him into his office, and that's when he decided to make a book and share it with the world, which I'm so glad that he did. This is a nice pic of Chris Christopherson. Janis on the Dick Cavett show. That's from her second appearance on the Dick Cavett show. I have no idea where the footage is of her first time on the Dick Cavett show. I'd never seen that. I don't think it's ever been released, but this was the second time when she was with her Cosmic Blues band, which was one of her best bands in my opinion, along with Full Tilt Boogie. But I love this appearance in particular. She looked really good. And anyway, Mike Butterfield. The Rolling Stones on stage while a fan is getting taken away. It looks like. This is just, for his girls. And the contents of everybody that he photographed. This is the forward. Oh, I can't believe that's Todd Rundgren. Holy crap, was he skinny. Alright, so this is Janis Joplin, and that's the photographer, Michael Friedman. That was backstage at Madison Square Garden. So, yeah. That's the, it's a signed bass drum head, I believe. And this is, that's, Naz, I believe that band's called. With Todd Rundgren, and that's a picture of the first camera he had. he used. And it talks about someone of the 50s and 60s. That's an autographed picture he got from someone in that band. And there he is with his own band playing on the drums. And, you know, this is his first record contract. I mean, it was just great. I mean, these stories were really fascinating, actually. There he is with Mike Smith. And I mean, this is one of the books I really enjoyed. Right? Holy shit. That's Mama Cass naked. I didn't really even notice that was her until I had to read who it was. When I was reading this book, I was just like, wow. Naz again. Todd Rundgren's band. Alright, Albert Grossman, manager to the band, Janis Joplin, Bob Dylan, and many more. This was nice reading about, you know, how he got involved with Albert and everything like that. And he took a bunch of, that's actually Michael Friedman up there, and here in the Manhattan office. And that's him on his drum set in Woodstock. Excuse me. Bob Newirth. He told some funny stories about Bob Newirth. And Bob Newirth and Rita Coolidge right here. And this is a crazy story he's told about Bob Dylan having to go to a movie premiere with Bob Dylan because somebody wanted to use his music, and the movie was absolutely awful, but Bob Dylan persisted on going back. Alright, now we get into Janis. One of the coolest things, you know, that I read so far in this book was, you know, he says, "The question I am asked most is, what was Janis like? My reply, probably just what you think, but much more." He took some really beautiful photos of Janis. This is Janis at Madison Square Garden. And this is her backstage at the Dick Cavett show. He told some stories about, you know, it was just, I just really enjoyed this book. I mean, there's Janis with her road manager, John Cook, who we went over in the previous video. Another great live shot during the Dick Cavett show from July 18th, 1969. Some more live shots. Janis with Dick Cavett. Man, I think Dick Cavett was about like 5'7", and Janis is almost his height. That's just crazy. I thought she was a lot smaller than him. But apparently not. Well, not a lot smaller. I think she was 5'5". There's some cool pictures of her and Dick Cavett and her band. Where was this? This is at Tennis Stadium in New York City. So this is Janis and guy named Louis Gasca. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that wrong. And her Cosmic Blues Band. There's her bass player. He was amazing. Oh my God, he was so good. Brad Campbell. There's her guitarist, who replaced Sam Andrew, John Till. And there's her band. Snooky Flowers. Here's Snooky Flowers. And there is Janis and Sam Andrew the last time he appeared with her. Some nice shots there. Janis and Snooky on stage. Oh, God, this story was crazy that he told that at the Madison Square Garden concert on December 19th, 1969, the taxi didn't wait for him. No, I'm sorry, his limo didn't wait for him. And when he was finally done doing what he had to do to get the money for the show, he went outside and the limo was gone. So it took him a while to... So he was on the streets of New York City in '69 that were pretty dangerous then. There was a lot of crime, and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And he was trying to find a cab, and he couldn't. So he had to walk down more to the further to the east side. And he finally found a cab, and he could have lost all that money, which was about $10,000 to $15,000 then. So it's a great shot of Janis at Madison Square Garden. And some rare shots of her playing the acoustic guitar. I think that was when she was doing Me and Bobby McGee, right? Yeah, the only time Janis played acoustic guitar in concert was when she sang Me and Bobby McGee. She did it once in Nashville and once at Madison Square Garden. Huh. Johnny Winter, Paul Butterfield, and Janis Joplin. I believe they joined her on stage that night. That's another book that actually Janis and Michael put together, Michael Friedman. They put this together, and it was released as I believe it's a songbook. It's a great shot of her too. And another great shot of the craziest night of his life. Oh my God, that was crazy, I have to admit. Janis decided to throw a free concert for the Hells Angels. And unfortunately got her punched in the face by another girl who she retaliated by punching right back. And they were on the floor and things could have gotten much worse. So, oh man. That's another great shot. And this is sad. I mean, it's the day after she died, and he found out. So he was just going over, you know, how he felt about it. I don't really like reading stuff like that because it, you know. Anyway, the Rolling Stones. Oh, great. Rolling Stones. And Tina Turner, apparently. So, yeah, he was a really good photographer, I think. You know? But I might be biased, I don't know. Mick Jagger. Keith Richards. Tina Turner. And B.B. King. Oh, that's right, I forgot they were there that night too. Tina Turner was amazing too. I think just as a strong woman, you wouldn't want to fuck with her. There's more pictures of the Stones. And John Simon, who was a record producer. He actually produced Cheap Thrills by Big Brother and the Holding Company. I don't think he did a very good job. I'm sorry. I don't know if it was him or the fact that he didn't get along with the band. I don't know. But I just don't think he was very good at doing that one. But I'm sure there's others he was probably really great at. This is the band. It's a nice bass. It's a nice pursuit. No, that's a jazz bass, actually. Okay. Still nice, though. So he was talking about, how he, reconnected with this guy in the band, and, they talked till he, passed and stuff. So that was cool. Okay, it wasn't the singer, it was the drummer. I apologize. Oh, great, Todd. Oh. This is funny. He said, if I had to describe in 10 words what Todd Rundgren was like, I was his manager, I would say talented, rebellious, creative, arrogant, driven, sarcastic, intelligent, narcissistic, stubborn, and unmanageable. That's good. Aren't all musicians a bit like that? God, I can't believe how skinny he fucking was. My God, there's like nothing to him. Sorry. This is Cotton, who was born in Mississippi in 1935. He began his professional career playing blues harp with Howlin' Wolf's band. Wow, James Cotton. Butterfield. Paul Butterfield. Some great shots of him. Philip Wilson on drums. And there's Butterfield and Janis at MSG. Huh. That's so unique. That's almost like a stand-up bass's neck, but it's on electric. It's very interesting. Huh. The Festival Express, which took place in Canada from June 28th to July 4th, 1970. It was when they put a whole bunch of musicians on a train and traveled from Toronto to Calgary, doing shows at like these big stadiums. Janis Joplin was there, Grateful Dead. Um, Shit, man, I can't remember who else right now. But, anyway, they did this festival, and I just thought that was the craziest thing ever. Why would you ever travel by train? You know? Yeah, I guess these are shots that he got at the actual festival. There's a DVD about it. I believe. It's called the Festival Express or something like that. Shit. Forgot. And this Gordon Lightfoot. Ian and Sylvia. This is Buddy Cage. He's a pedal steel guitar player for the Great Speckled Bird. What a weird name, huh? This was when he was in Japan. He traveled to Japan. Oh, yeah, this guy, Jesse, his last name I can't recall. Jesse Frederick. Okay, there we go. He later moved to LA, where he went on to write and record theme songs for television shows, including Full House. Oh my goodness. Well, I grew up watching that show, kind of. And I just never knew that theme song was him. So that was pretty cool to learn, I suppose. This is a great pick. This is Michael Friedman, Professor Longhair, Snooks Eaglin, and Quint Davis. This picture was taken in front of Albert Grossman's barn, which is now a Bearsville theater. So this was taken in the winter, I believe, because you know back then we used to get snow. We don't get snow anymore. Hungry Chuck. That's Madison Square Garden. Chris and Rita Coolidge. Some great pics of them together. Chris was a really good-looking guy, especially in his earlier years when he did that album. What's it called? Oh my God, The Silver Tongued Devil, or something like that. Man, he was good-looking on that cover. I don't really like beards, as you all know. Yeah, he was a good-looking guy. So they were backstage at some show, and somebody just, you know, got them kicked off, or because he wanted to get kicked off. They wanted to go out to eat for hot dogs. So that's what they did instead of doing the show. Clive, he talks about, you know, um, leaving the music business for like 5 years and then getting back into it through Clive Davis, and then eventually just leaving it again. He talks about, you know, his final thoughts on, you know, what he did in his career, I guess one that he never really set out for. And he just says, you know, curiosity and independence were my North Stars. And like my old pal Chris Christopherson said, by not having to live up to people's expectations, I was somehow free. And yes, freedom comes at a price, but once you have it, it's priceless. Yeah, and the last, just goddamn, just amazing photos of Janis here. And another great shot of Janis. Like I said, she was all over this book. Just thought I would share it. And that is it for this book, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Very much. Loved reading about his experiences and stories and his life, and it's really cool. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I thank you so much for watching. You know I appreciate it, as always. Please take care of yourselves and take care of someone else. Bye-bye for now.